We walk the pavement, crack by crack. Each one a story we don't take back. The mirror on the wall is wide. It shows the many, not the side. We hold our hands out, palms up there. No weapons, no flags, just stare. The stone we carry smooth and cold. We've held it since the days of old. We knock on the door, it opens slow. The room inside begins to grow.
We stand on the ground that holds us all. The great, the small, the ones who fall. The crack is wide, but we don't hide.
We walk across side by side.
The mirror shows a single face,
But it's the whole of the human race. The road ahead is twists and bends, but we've been walking since the ends of empires, borders, written lines. We've crossed them all 1,000 times. The window shows a fading light, but we've survived the longest night. Our names are different, but the ground beneath the song makes the same sound. We knock on the door, it swings ajar. We've come this far, we've come this far.
we stand on the ground that holds us all. The great, the small, the ones who fall. The crack is wide, but we don't hide.
We walk across side by side.
The mirror shows a single face,
But it's the whole of the human race. We stop, we look, we see the thread that ties the living to the dead. The child's hand in the elder's palm, the quiet that becomes. The child's hand in the elder's palm, the quiet that.
I thought there was an echo. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Common Ground. 2 years ago, Dino Propus, the Tactical Santa, the Bearded Chief, Steve Banos, and myself started the Tres Amigos Talk Show channel. That's the channel you're watching right now. With their assistance and their help, we gained over 400 subscribers, and we are so appreciative of those subscribers today. And the videos are still on there. I've taken them off the main page, but they are still on there for people to watch. I'm excited to start a new chapter with Bob Jones. And about a year ago, my granddaughter was born, and she's had multiple surgeries since then. She's had 3, to be exact. I needed to step away for a little bit, and they totally understood. Those two have been fierce friends, and I appreciate them so much. There's no 2 other guys I could pick up the phone and call, and they would pick up. So I just wanted to give a special shout out and thank them both. During that time, they've started their own shows, and I wish them nothing but the best. Support them, very proud of them both. But I want to start this new chapter with Bob Jones, and we named this channel Common Ground because Bob and I appreciate each other a lot. I respect Bob. I look up to Bob, as many of you out there do, and I'm excited for this new journey. We're not going to go into a lot of the pleasantries tonight, and we'll start welcoming everybody on the next show. Tonight we got a lot to get into, so we are going to jump into it. Bob, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Looking forward to getting this first show under our belts. And I see the community's rocking and rolling in the chat. It's great to see. Peace and love to all of you. Let's keep it that way, right? Keep it that way tonight. Keep it that way going forward. And Tom's exactly right. We've got about an hour before the girls come on. And I see Katie's already made herself known, so she's in here watching the clock, I guarantee it.
We appreciate everybody being here, and we do support. I see everybody, Chris, Frankie, Donnie, just looking at the last few that's come in. Valahar, Robert, I know Chris, a.k.a. Ughu, was in here about 3 days ago saying hello whenever I posted this. So we appreciate everybody being here. Thank y'all so much. We want to recognize all of you guys out here for taking time out of your Thursday to come in, and the 45 people that are in here now. I hope more will join, but we want to welcome our special guest. Bob, do you have anything upcoming? I know we're going to see each other next week. I'm really looking forward to that. Do you have anything going on that you want to let the folks know about, or are you good to go and just ready to go?
We're ready to go, man. We've had a great week this week. We've gotten to visit with a couple of great brothers. And of course, I posted that online. The community's alive and well, in spite of the rumors that you hear people saying, oh, it's dying, it's this and that. That's not what our experience has been. And then this meetup in Jasper, we're going to have a great time, support a great cause. And I'm just looking forward to it, man.
Absolutely. Well, I am humbled, first of all, to be here with you, sir, and I am humbled by our guest tonight. Two people, again, that I also look up to very much, not only for what they're putting on, the amount of work that they've done, but their humility through the whole thing, and just their involvement in the community. I agree with you 100%. People who say that the community's dying or there's this, nah, they're just in the wrong. They're in the wrong section of the community. Get out,
That's
get
right.
out of the, get out of the hood section. Come on. I better be careful what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, guys. Without further, let's go ahead and bring in Jeremiah Cook and Michael McCrone. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey guys, thanks for having
Hey
us.
guys, yes, thank you.
Appreciate you guys so much for coming in on our first show. Like I said, I've got to knock the dust off, but Bob's here to help me through that. Right? Yeah. Chris, I guess, noticed the shirt I was wearing. But guys, we got about 50 people in here. I want to start off the show, Jeremiah and Mike, by asking you about both the same question. We're not going to go through a 5-question or anything. I want to ask you both the same question. What does community mean to you? What does the bearded community mean to you? And what have you guys? What is your belief on? Just, I'm not going to talk about going into the nonsense or nothing like that, but what does the community mean to you, and what is it supposed to be to you?
Go ahead, Mike. I'll wait.
It means, I don't know. It's, I posted a video the other day. I said a few things that how I feel about the community and how I feel about, the things that are going on. I don't want to hear it. I want, I want it to be a safe place. I want us to support each other. We're not all going to, we were talking about this backstage. We're not going to agree all the time. We're going to fuss at each other. We're going to disagree, but we're still brothers and we're family. This bickering stuff, it's just got to stop, and the rejects, I said that on the video that we're not gatekeepers, but we're not going to let the crap on our page, so,
Exactly.
I love the community. I love my brothers that I've met online, in person. I'm super excited to meet everybody in Jasper, people I've talked to for years, and I finally get to meet a couple of them. So, I don't know. There's been some rough times that I've went through, and I don't know what I'd do without this guy sitting next, right here. So it's pretty important to me.
There we go. Jeremiah, how about you?
Man, it's a lot to us. We spend more time talking to all of the people in this community. A lot of it's on video chat. A lot of it's, messaging in the group chats and stuff like that. But I mean, I spend as much time with them as I do my real family. So, I mean, it's literally a real family to me. It's, being able to call somebody if you need anything. I just went through a bad time when my dad was battling cancer, and, we lost him early this year. And just the way everybody jumped up behind me and, sent me stuff and took care of me and checked on me all the time. And, that stuff was just amazing. And that's what the community means, and a lot of people who've never been to a beard comp, once you get to Jasper on Saturday, you'll see what it's about. This is what the community is about, loving each other, hugging each other, shaking hands and just having a good time. It's like a big old family reunion, people you hadn't seen in your whole life, but them, it's once you get to see that and, the charity and the support you get to prop people up, it's, it's something that'll just change you forever,
Right.
And,
Well,
like
let's
I
talk
talked-
about that. I went to my first beard competition was down here in Texas, where I got a chance to first meet you and Brewer, and it is a life-changing experience. Mr. Dapper himself had, I heard him say many times, it's all about the charity. It's all about the charity. And you know, you don't realize until you get there and hear the stories and see the actual what they're doing and what they're doing it for, and hear the testimonials, that you realize that that is what it's about. That people are taking their time, that these two gentlemen are taking their time and making a difference. Because you know, even if it helps, I'm sure you guys both feel the same way. If it helps one person, it's all worth it. But let's talk about that. Day one. Let's talk about the first of all. You talk about the event itself, and it's obviously August 15th. But go into the event itself and your vision of how you'd like to see everything go.
We want good weather. We just want it good weather. No rain.
For sure.
Good weather. We don't care if it's 100 degrees as long as there's no rain. You know, we can hide in the shade and get fans or whatever. So as long as the weather hold out, that's the big thing for us.
Wait a minute.
You know,
We who don't care if it's 100 degrees.
We'd rather it not be, but I'd rather it not be.
I'm
rain.
with you. All right, I'll take it.
So honestly, we're just hoping for a big turnout. When we started to do this one, I had went to another beard comp, and you know, you get there, and a lot of the guys in the comp world have never mingled with our people on the YouTube side and the Facebook pages where we buy and sell beard oil and trade beard oil. So they've never seen any of that. You know, they got whatever company shows up and they buy it and they support that company, which is great. But I just seen a void that was missing. You know, if you could get both sides together, it's so much more charity if both sides could work together. And then we went to the You Matter comp and we seen what they were doing, you know, touching lives with that stuff. And I was like, if we can get both sides together and join this thing, and, you know, we can make something great. And once we found the charity, it's just been downhill from there. Everybody's got behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of lined up fairly easily so far. You know, there's been a couple of hurdles, but you know, it's. I'm not going to say it wasn't difficult, but it could have been a lot harder than it was. So thankful for everybody that's helped us, and you know, all the companies that you know have supported us, and so.
You know, I tend to look at things, Bob, a little bit different. You know, I'm seeing two men here, not only two men, two dads, right? Two grown men, husbands, you know, men in their community that are doing something and not just leaving, but starting a legacy to leave. And you know, the world that we live in today, you know, we're making this video right now. Once after tonight, it's going to be on the internet forever, right? So whatever we say and the things that we do, I honestly am one that believes that it does. It builds that monument. It leaves that legacy. And I am so excited for both of you guys. And I'm so excited for where this event is going and how many years, you know, it will go. I'm excited about being there. So
Terry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just going to say, Terry and I had a chance today to have breakfast with Justin Cheatham. And we talked about everything that you guys had been able to put together. And he's just absolutely blown away by the success you've had and the hard work you've had and the time that you put into it. And I mean, this is somebody who has put a few of these things together himself. And he's just totally thrilled with how this. He's sorry that is not going to be able to make it. But man, I tell you, he's really impressed with the way this is coming together.
We're humbled by all the support. Like, we couldn't have done it without everybody. It's been, you know, every little hand, every big hand, you know, every shout out, every mention, every share. We've had the biggest support from this community, and actually both sides. You know, we've had some support from the beard comp side too. You know, they've had, just like our side, they've had issues too. So, you know, when a new person comes in, everybody's a little leery, and they just want to make sure you do everything by the books. And, you know, we've really done our best to just, you know, do everything we can to make it a good comp and, you know, make that side proud of what we're putting on too. Because I mean, if that side's not proud and, you know, this side's not proud of us, then, you know, it's just going to fall to the wayside. And yeah, we had one good show and people got to meet each other, but we would like to have a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
for sure.
You know, it took me a little bit. You mentioned something a little bit ago, Jeremiah, that you got guys, the beard comp guys, and you got the YouTube guys, the reviewer side. You got you got these different. I don't want to say cliques in the community, but these different sections that it's all the beard community. But I didn't realize until I didn't know who Jeremiah Cook was until
A void in the beard comp community, so we thought maybe we could fill that void, find it, pretty good charity just for men's mental health. And we were sitting there talking on the phone one night and said, why don't we just start one ourselves? And that's where it blossomed. So,
well, I would like to, while Jeremiah's going to talk for a second, Bob, if you got any questions at all, I'd like to get into and start showing some of these pictures here. We're talking about the bearded rejects, and these are some photos that Jeremiah talked about. And as I'm kind of scrolling through these, Jeremiah, just talk about the people, the opportunities you've had to meet these people, and just the friendships that you've gained. I see Mike Nash down here, of course, Michael McCrum, see Brewer. Just see all kinds of people that I've had the opportunity and people that I'm looking forward to meeting. David.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like you said, people would broaden their horizon. We've posted a couple times, and you see in some pages people are like, "Oh, shut up about the beard comp. Who cares about that?" And I think they just think it's, I've said it before on a couple of things that they just think it's a pageant or whatever. But I went to my first one, same thing. Me and my wife, we strolled in just to check it out. We thought we was going to see all the cool, like crazy beards and, stuff you think of when they talk about a beard competition. And, my beard was nowhere near this wide. It was long, but it was, I just kept it trimmed and never thought about competing or anything like that. Like I just found the beard oil world. So it was all new to me. And I show up in Nashville and they're like, "Oh, you have to compete." And I'm like, "No, we're just here to drink a couple beers and watch everybody." They're like, "No, you have to compete." I was like, "I'm not competing." They're like, "Okay, it's for charity. We're raising money to buy, the first one, I think it was to buy prosthetics for, amputees and stuff like that."
mm-hmm.
And, you get to one, you see what's going on, you see the brotherhood, and you see all these, and it's such a diverse group of people. I mean, you'll see all kinds of people that you probably would never hang out with on a normal day. But when you get in there, it's just a breath of fresh air. Everybody's having a good time. And like you said, it changes your life, and it's like something fun and exciting. And you get to do something good for the world and give back. You just kind of get hooked on it.
Right. Bob?
Well, it's the same with me. I mean, I had absolutely no intention of doing a beard competition. Justin Cheatham, whom I met at a Dan C meetup down here in Florida, talked to me about going, and I'll go. We'll see what it's all about. And that's exactly what happens. You wind up, they talk to you about what they're doing, what they're raising money for. This one happened to be for veterans causes, which is near and dear to Justin's heart. So that's where we competed. And some of you who were around then, that's when Terry did the live, and a lot of guys with True North were kind of watching that show. That was the first time I'd competed and won. And you get hooked on the entire atmosphere, but there is a sense of brotherhood and a sense of fellowship that it's hard to imagine until you initially experience it yourself. That's why if you're in this community and you're involved in the chats, you buy from these companies, you talk to some of these brothers that are here on the screen, or some of the brothers and sisters that are in the chat. I mean, you know these people, but you haven't been yet. You just haven't stepped out there and done the personal thing. Do it, man. Do it, because it will absolutely get a hold of your heart. You'll be hooked. You'll enjoy it. And it's something that you can do with your entire family.
And I think a thing, while we're talking about that part, is people think you have to have a big beard to get out and compete. Well, my beard's not big enough. My mustache ain't big enough. When I walked into the first one, I was like, oh, I feel pretty good. And I walked around the corner and Robert's standing there with a 3-foot beard. I'm like, oh, okay.
Different Robert.
Yeah, Robert Rhodes, the world champ, and you're just like
The other Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, once you just get past the part of, hey, I might get beat, or I have to have a biggest mustache, or my mustache doesn't grow like that. Once you get past that and realize, we're just getting up there to have fun and hang out, and it's raising money for a charity, and even just bringing attention to a charity, even if we only raised $100 and everybody in the whole world heard about Fishing the Good Fight, that's even better,
Yep, that's it.
Well, Michael, speaking of Fishing the Good Fight, I do have the website. Please go check out the website. I got it pinned in the comments, so make sure you go over to check that out. If anybody after the show has any questions, I'm sure Jeremiah or Michael wouldn't mind you reaching out to them. Reach out to us. We can get you in contact with them. Would love to if you'd like more information. But August 15th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Okay, in Jasper, beautiful Jasper, Georgia. I'm looking forward to the drive, and looking forward to coming up and seeing you guys. All right, well, let's get into now the silent battles. 2026, first annual, right? And Fishing the Good Fight. So let's talk about the winner prizes here. What we got here?
That's Jeremiah's brainchild. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
So, back to the You Matter, you go to some comps and there's nothing wrong with the trophies, but you get to stack them up and you see them all, and some things go to the wayside and get covered up with other stuff. But when you went to the You Matter, everybody wanted that belt buckle. They were just like, I want that buckle. I want that buckle. And same with me. I was like, I don't even know if I'd ever wear a belt buckle like that, but I want it. And, and they had the spurs and all that stuff. So we wanted to come up with something not like that of our own that people would want to take home and be like, hey, that's a really cool prize. And when we come up with the logo, it had the axes and stuff, a lot of that stuff has it. And, we were on Etsy and stuff looking for stuff to do. And this was a brainchild we came up with. And we ordered some big ones, and we're going to try those. And they just look god awful, taking up a whole dresser or wherever you want to put them. So we found these. They're real throwing axes. They're sharp. So be careful if you win one. And then we got lucky enough. A local company was nice enough to donate their time and laser etch them, and they're nice too.
Those look extremely cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then we have got the Best in Show. Let me skip to this one right here. I think you can see a little bit better there. And obviously, EDC sponsored this one, but yeah, like you said,
got it right here.
Who doesn't want that? Hang on, let me blow you up here real quick. Look at that.
Nice.
I can't see if I'm on the camera or not, but
You are, yeah.
then you got.
I mean, who didn't grow up watching, WWF or, Mid-South Wrestling for me, and want a championship belt, right? That is so awesome.
This thing's legit too, man. It's heavy. That's Jeremiah how heavy this thing is. It's something else.
It's nice. Lee put a lot of money and thought into that. It's super nice. When you get to see it and touch it, the pictures do it no justice.
Absolutely not.
And shout out to Lee, since we're talking about him. Him and his lovely wife recently retired. I spoke to him, chatted with him for just a minute today, and he couldn't catch the live tonight. He's watching his grandkids. I said, brother, there's more important things in life than a show. That's a good thing about this. It'll be recorded. But Bob, you got any questions or any comments?
No, I think just like I said, it's something that I think it's near and dear to all of our hearts and love to see as much of the community involved as can, and make it a personal thing. Get involved personally. You will, just like everything else, you will find that you will get out of it what you put into it.
100%.
Outstanding. Well, let me ask all three of you a question, Michael, Jeremiah, and Bob. So it's my first time. It's not, I'm just speaking in general. It's my first time going to a beard competition. What advice would you give for somebody? You mentioned earlier, Jeremiah, that oh, my beard's not big enough. What would you do? What would be your advice for somebody going to their first beard competition? Go ahead, Michael.
So here's an example of my beard's not big enough. We went to one in Nashville, 3 months ago, Jeremiah?
Yeah, 3 or 4 months ago, yeah.
So Jeremiah, of course, won his category, and Best in Show come up. It was Jeremiah and a guy he was under 8, right? 48.
It might have been an 8 or so, probably.
So it was him and another guy for Best in Show. The one that won Best in Show was less than an 8-inch beard. Beat this guy. Have y'all ever seen this guy's beard? So, there's no telling what's going to happen. It could be how they dress. It could be their beard. It could be how they style their mustache, it doesn't matter. It's Best in Show, not how big your beard is. So
great words. And let me ask you this, and how much of it is, obviously there's not a standard professional judge school out there, right, that trains judges up for beard. So I imagine a lot of it's what they're looking for, their personal preference has a lot to play into it, I'm sure, as well. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, it kind of depends too. If you want it, they look at stage presence. They look at how you're dressed, how you carry yourself, and a lot of them. And it kind of depends on the comp. Some comps they're more relaxed, or whatever. But some comps are watching you as soon as you walk through the door. You walk in, they see how you interact with people, what kind of person you are, and you're kind of judged on everything. And just know when you go into a comp, you're not being, besides the judges, that's the only time you're getting judged. Nobody else at the comp is judging you. I promise. Everybody's there for a good time.
Absolutely. I was nervous. I was really nervous. I've judged one and I've been to one and I've competed in one, and I was very nervous. I think I was more nervous judging one because you don't want to mess up, right? So let's go ahead and shift over to the judges that you've got this year. I mean, I think what goes through your mind when you are considering people to be a judge? Is it whoever just says, yes, pick me?
For us, we wanted to go back to, we wanted to bring both sides together. So we wanted a little bit of the beard oil world, and we wanted the beard comp world. We reach out, and Brewer automatically, agreed to do it. He was excited to do it, and he knows people that we don't know. I'm fresh into the beard comp world. It's only been, a year and a half. I've been to a handful, so I don't know a lot of the guys. And he reached out to, several, and he helped us with Robert Baker. Is that his name, Robert Baker? And he's a really good one. And then I actually met, once he agreed to be the judge, but we met Adam Smalley in Alabama, and those two are great. They're known all over the beard comp world. And then, we reached out to the beard oil world, and, Mike and them, and Katie and those, some of those are their brainchilds.
Right. And then we also got the lovely Miss Jones as well. Really, I don't know what I'm more excited for, to meet all these people I haven't met yet in the community, or I guess that's all. That's what I'm looking most forward to, right? Because the competing and all that kind of stuff is secondary, right? It's just the opportunity to meet some of these great company owners that live out on the East Coast that I've been buying from, reviewing for several years, and just really, really looking forward to Jim and Lisa from Small Town Traditions is one. I know I'm really excited to finally meet them. Katie and all of these people in here. I don't want to leave nobody else, so I don't want to start naming anybody. Okay, so you got your judges, you picked your venue, you're praying for good weather. What you've got? I've seen Michael. You put out the hotels. List people giving discounts, and that's the hotel I'm staying in. Really looking forward to that. Communication wise, are people still reaching out to you? How do they reach out to you if they still want to contribute? Can they contribute if they can't be there?
For sure. I think today we actually picked up another bronze sponsor just out of the blue. Yes and yeah. I mean, we'll always take your money. To put it lightly, it's for charity. We'll always take money, but up until the bell rings for the last call, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, there's been people that we have no clue who they are, just pop up out of nowhere because somebody said something to them about it, and they didn't know who we are. Especially the Bearded Rejects, and then it just that's how it starts, and that's how it keeps going. It's word of mouth.
I think everybody's going to be blown away when they get to Jasper and see the support of the community. They've been messaging us on the side. The city manager's posting it on her Facebook, on the local Facebook.
Wow.
The businesses, and for anybody who's coming, who's watching this, there's a local barbershop who stepped up, shared everything, got us, connections with everybody. So if anybody's coming and they need a last minute haircut or beard trim, please go see the barbershop. They're listed on the page. They've been instrumental in helping us get stuff out in the community. She helped us get the venue. They donated the secondary venue for if we have inclement weather. It's attached to her building. She helped us get that. So if you can and you need it, please go support them when you get into town. Just little stuff like that's been amazing.
That is really, really neat. So if I show up, show up Friday, and the beard competition is not until what time? It starts at 4. So before I get into the other part of that, what time should people start showing up to register and all of that?
Registration starts at 2.
Okay.
So 2 to 4 registration. You can hang around. I'm sure the vendors will be set up by then. We've got 12 or 13 vendors. I can't remember exactly how many. We've got a couple of food trucks. There is a bouncy house for the kids. There is we have another tent that'll be set up for the kids that they'll be able to make beards out of paper and put stuff all, decorate them. Am I missing anything, Jeremiah?
We're going to have a famous Santa Claus, I heard, like a world famous Santa Claus showing up.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but hey, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to sweat because I know Jasper, Georgia is just like Willis, Texas in August, in the middle of August. It's going to be hot, but you know what? I wouldn't miss it for the world.
It'll probably be about 90.
Hey, I'll take 90. It was 110 here today with the heat index, so I'll take it. But, hey, I get little tricks. Got cooling vest and that things I can wear underneath it. But, babe, it's all about, what would you say would be the ideal, how do I want to word this? And Bob, maybe you can help me out and put more wisdom behind it. How would you picture the perfect ending to the night going in your ideal perfect place? And I don't know if that's a fair question because being the number one, event, but just if you're shooting for the moon, what would be your perfect ending for the night?
Go ahead, Jeremiah.
So for me, we'd be able to, perfect ending if we could, hand the the charity a $10,000 check, and they could leave there with 10,000 more people who visited their site and watched what they were doing and followed them, and they would reach out to the people that needed help, and each person, somebody got extra help from this. That's our big thing. The money for us is not a big, but what they can do with the money afterwards, that's big for us.
Absolutely.
My thing would be, what I would like to hear is, man, I can't wait till next year. That's what I want to hear. The money, it's there. We've actually already have quite a bit of money. We've already raised more than what a lot of beard comps have done in the last, they've been around for 5 years. So yes, the money's great, but I want people to have fun, kids to have fun, and I want them to come back next year. That's what I want. I want it to get bigger, and the sky's the limit. So,
Bob, you got anything else to add to that, except for you hope you're the winner, since I'm going to be in the same category?
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going. I did notice you said that you didn't want to. You didn't want to miss anybody by not calling out any. I didn't want to call out any more names, but you did manage to slide Katie's name in there and drop that name since she's the judge. I did notice that, Tom. But as far as what I would hope is that maybe as a whole, the people who come and show up to this event just find something in here, a sense of camaraderie, a sense of fellowship, maybe even a sense of purpose, and an idea that, what, maybe there is something to all this. And they can go away with that anticipation. Okay, this was great. Where do we go from here now? And keep it going, man. Keep it going. Whether it's Jasper next year or 3 or 4 or 5 competitions between now and Jasper next year. Let's keep that sense of camaraderie going, and let's bury some of the negativity.
I had planned on, and this helped make my decision to really to go to this one, on top of wanting to meet everybody, see everybody again. But what really kind of pushed me is I was supposed to go to the Buckeye Beard Battle in September, and I just got a promotion at work, so I'll be doing a lot of training in September in Florida, and I won't be able to go. So I'd talked to my wife and said, this is my opportunity to hit one more probably this year, and I really want to go. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I hate that I got to miss Mike's event, but because it's a wonderful event and great people there. But very, very honored and happy to be going to this one, and really looking. I see people. I can't help but looking at trash talking in the chat as I look over, but yeah, no, guys, it's all fun. Yeah, I mentioned something to Brewer on Bishop's show the other day too, as far as cheesing up the judges. But you know what? Hey, just to be up there, it is so much fun. Look, playing a professional Santa Claus, you're entertaining anyway, right? You're showing off. I always equate it to like what Burt Reynolds said in Smokey and the Bandit when Sally Fields asked him, "What do you do?" And he says, "I show off," right? That's what it's all about. You get up there, you have fun, like Bob said, you have a good time, and get up there and just, you know what? You're amongst friends, so just be yourself and have a good time is what I would say. But yeah, all right. So we've got 4 o'clock registrations from 2 to 4. That is good to know. So you can come in, register, hang out. You got food trucks there, a bouncy house for the kids. That is awesome. Anything else that I'm missing?
Let me just add, was there any online registration available for this one? Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to just clarify that.
No, there was not. I think the venue set up something that you could scan a QR code and sign up, which I actually got that list yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But there's nothing that you actually sign up for. It just gives me an idea of who's coming, and there's no telling how many local people are going to show up. That's what's throwing us off a little bit. We have kind of an idea on Facebook on how many of you guys are showing up. As far as like the beard world and the local, we have no clue. There's no telling. There could be 10, there could be 130. I don't know.
Understood.
So
There were some events that took place there. I believe I heard Jeremiah or someone mention, and a lot of the people in the town maybe were looking for, perhaps this is a little ray of sunshine in the midst of a difficult time.
right.
Yeah,
And-
so we were just hanging out on, Friday nights we'll get on Discord and, just let loose and hang out as friends. It's, it's a good time to just get out there and talk crap and hang out with people, and out of the blue, a local lady had reached out and she was just thanking us. She was so excited that we were going to have this event there. And she tagged me in a local news article. It had happened back at the end of March, I guess, but like they had covered up not covered up the details, but the press didn't release some of the details. So people's minds were running wild, and they kind of had just released something, talking about the guy. And, I guess people were acting like he just come in like a wild gunman and just going crazy. But it looked like a normal guy, I guess, walking around and, was going through stuff. And he took the life of a lady or a caretaker at the VA, and the cops had to take him down. And so, in a small community like that, everybody is still reeling.
Yeah,
they're still upset.
absolutely. Sure.
So for the men's mental health for them, like this was big that somebody was showing up and shining a light on that. And we're lucky enough that Fishing the Good Fight is actually going to have somebody there, and maybe even a counselor, and like even a local counselor. She wants to come up and help. So all that stuff will be there for locals.
Good.
I think guys our age, we've really had to kind of overcome, at least I have, and I say us, our age, I mean all of us have kind of had to overcome, because I was raised, and I'm sure you guys were too. My dad, Vietnam vet. It was more of, and I love my dad, miss him every day, but it was more of a getting raised. You suck it up, you handle it, and you move on, and that was it, right? There was no, hey, well, let's talk about it. Let's figure this out. It was, get over it, quit your whining type thing, and how much we've grown and how important this is just it means a lot, and it's just makes it that much more to celebrate and to be a part of this event. Going back to my last question, as far as advice, the showing up, great advice for beard health, beard care, leading up, or maybe it should be your normal routine, but for people that might not have a normal routine and are watching this for the first time, what would be some good advice, Michael, Jeremiah, and Bob, for some good beard care routine leading up to the beard competition?
I'm all
Everybody's
there.
gonna look at you, Jeremiah. Go ahead.
So honestly, when I started, I would do the same thing I did every day. But as I go through now, I've realized in the comp world, it's more about fluffy and, let it be as big and obnoxious as it can be. So leading up to it, a couple days ahead of time, you want to strip it, get all the buildup and gunk out, and then, light wash, light oil, light butter for a couple days leading up. And then on comp day, it's just a light oil, not a bunch of balm or butter, beard wise. Now, if you're doing your mustache, you have to dress it up or something crazy. But for me, it's just a nice light oil and maybe a touch of butter if it's humid or whatever, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So honestly, when I started, I would do the same thing I did every day. But as I go through now, I've realized in the comp world, it's more about fluffy and, let it be as big and obnoxious as it can be. So leading up to it, a couple days ahead of time, you want to strip it, get all the buildup and gunk out, and then, light wash, light oil, light butter for a couple days leading up. And then on comp day, it's just a nice light oil and beard wise. Now, if you're doing your mustache, you have to dress it up or something crazy. But for me, it's just a nice light oil and maybe a touch of butter if it's humid or whatever, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I do. I'll blow dry mine dry, but it'll be on the cold instead of hot. That way it doesn't straighten it, because you want it fluffy and you don't want it straight as an arrow, and unless that's the way it grows,
Yeah.
obviously. But mine doesn't. Mine is curly. Mine's ratty all over the place. So I have to kind of tame it a little bit, but
So how long, once you guys do a full wash or wash and conditioning, if you don't blow dry your beard, how long does it take that beard to dry? Because my beard will dry in 2 minutes. So I have never used a blow dryer on my beard. It's like, for God's sake, man, if
Wow.
I use a blow dryer on my beard, I don't know where. So
mine would probably still be wet about halfway through the night.
oh, no way.
Wow.
Yeah. If I didn't blow dry it, if I didn't do anything, it'd probably still be wet.
How much difference there is in people's beards.
Yeah, mine, the outside will feel dry, but as soon as you put the blow dryer on it, you feel it, the inside's soaking wet. So it would be hours. Last night, I think I goofed off for about 3 hours and went in, before we went to bed, blow dried. It was still damp around the skin.
I see you, Robert. He said, I'm in Florida. I just need to stand outside for 10 minutes. Okay.
Right. And you mentioned humidity. I'm sure it might be a little bit humid August 15th in Jasper, Georgia.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah.
If I remember
Maybe.
Georgia correctly. But so Jay, great advice, guys. We've got about 15 minutes left. We fluctuated anywhere between 50, we're at 52 now, to 60, over 60 people in the chat. So, any last minute advice? Here's what I'm saying, guys. If you're traveling, this is things that my wife rolls her eyes at me because of the things that I'm thinking. But here's some just off the wall things that I think about. I bring plenty of my own water, right? I'll bring a cooler. Bring the stuff that I need, bring on the clothes that I need, just things to think about to be prepared. Georgia, you heard Jeremiah talk about the weather. Georgia's about like anywhere in the South. If you don't like the weather, stick around 10 minutes. It's probably going to change. So, it could, be prepared for rain, snow, even sleet or shine, right? So that would be my advice for people that are traveling a ways. I've got about a 13 to 14 because I'm going to be losing an hour drive. So looking forward to seeing that beautiful country. I mean, that's God's between Texas and Georgia. That's God's country, in my opinion. So looking forward to going up I-20. Any last minute advice, Michael, that you got for people?
So I had Jeff Harmon sent me a text, and I'm glad he mentioned it. Parking.
Yes.
We're right downtown. I think there's probably plenty of parking along the road. I think there's parking lots around back on the side streets, whatever, because we're actually taking up one of the biggest parking lots that are in downtown Jasper. But yeah, I don't think parking will be an issue. And if you have to park a little bit of ways away, it's still not going to be that far away. So, yeah, parking's pretty good. I think I saw Raven come up with a question of why Jasper. So Jasper come up because we wanted something in between Jeremiah and I. And North Georgia doesn't have any type of beard comp, or Georgia at all has no beard competition at all. So we decided to keep it in Georgia. Another friend come up and mentioned, hey, these people will do it for free if y'all want to do it there. And I went over there and met the guy. The owner of Sharp Top is amazing. He's done a great job. He didn't have to do any of this stuff, and he's printed cards. He's done tons of stuff. So that's why we ended up in Jasper, Georgia, of all places. So
That's awesome.
So
Jeremiah,
how far is Jasper out of Chattanooga?
a little, probably an hour and a half, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and 15 north of Atlanta.
Yeah,
is it that far north?
I
Yeah,
spent 45 years in Middle Tennessee, so yeah, that's not too far from home.
yeah, I'm about 40 minutes from Jasper, and I live 30 minutes north of Atlanta. So
Okay, all right. Yeah, when I got out of the military, I stayed in Columbus, Georgia for several years and loved it there. Absolutely loved it. It was far enough away from Atlanta, and just big enough of a city to where I absolutely enjoyed it. Of course, that was almost 20 years ago now. So, but great questions. If you got any last minute questions in the chat, please ask them. I know while we were talking about styling, Katie asked, anyone ever crimp their beards? I don't know if that was meant to be a joke, but I never have. I've blow drying. I'm gonna tell you something. The first time I used a beard straightener, the beard brushes, the beard straightener, it was a Beard Octane beard straightener. I used it. I did not like the sizzling and the smoking. I went to bed that night and had a dream that I was using it and half my beard fell out. Never used it again. Still sitting in the drawer. So it's been a hair dryer ever since. Bob,
Corded or cordless, Tom?
it was corded.
Oh,
Yeah, I was too cheap to buy the cordless. Bob, what you got? What kind of, you got any questions at all?
no, I'm good. I think I have really enjoyed talking with these gentlemen. Uh, Enjoyed the chat. Enjoyed the evening. I think you guys have set the stage for a fantastic event.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look forward to shaking some hands and hugging some necks.
I'm ready, and we're just blown away that you guys invited us to be your first guest. Such a great show to have two hood rats on here, hoodlums, whatever you want to call us, or whatever. But we appreciate you guys so much.
two rejects.
Yeah, two rejects.
Pair of rejects. Pair of rejects. What beats a pair of rejects?
Who come up with that, with the idea of the bearded reject? Michael?
So actually two Michaels, Michael Sykes and
Okay.
I come up with the name. It actually started out as the restricted rejects, the bearded restricted rejects. We took the restricted out. Sykes has kind of moved on. He's got other ventures he's doing. I'm sure you'll see him one day come back. He's got a brand new baby girl. We might see him in Jasper. We might not. He hadn't really said yet, but he moved out, and this guy over here kind of took over and helped me out with the page. And I mean, obviously, as a big part of the beard comp, silent battles. So and there's a couple other guys that'll be there that have been pretty instrumental on making this thing happen. So.
Well, I will tell everybody out there, if you don't follow the Bearded Rejects on Facebook, go check them out. I don't just follow a bunch of channels. In fact, you get invited to a bunch of them. I don't join a bunch of channels. In fact, Mike Ramsey, I noticed when he starts sharing, he'll share a lot of posts and be sharing the channels I've never even heard of. I'm like, man, what is this? Let me go look at this. I've never heard of this bearded channel before. But I appreciate the Bearded Rejects so much that I actually reached out to Jeremiah one time. I didn't know if it was a club or, hey, how do you become part of this Bearded Rejects? And so I really appreciate, like Bob said, just appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for being our first guest on the show. Chris asked a question. What are the overall plans for the show? Bob and I are still talking about it. You know what? We're just going to be here for the community. Hey, we're going to talk about, we'll talk about everything from our favorite hobbies to our favorite sports teams. Yes, we will have guests on. I would like it to be not just all, beard company owners or influencers or things like that. If we want to have a professional, yard guy come on and talk about the proper way to mow our lawns, hey, we'll do that. Just the best information. The most important thing is the same way as the Silent Battles event is all about. It's just everybody coming together, hey, in a drama-free zone, because there ain't gonna be none of that here. Just like Michael won't let anything happen on the Bearded Reject, it's not gonna happen here as well. We won't let it happen, and just a place for everybody to come. I'm not gonna say safe place, just a place to come and enjoy each other's company.
Exactly.
So that's what it's all about. Bob, I'm gonna give you some final words here, man.
Oh, we've had a great show. Appreciate everybody. Remember, it doesn't make any difference whether it's your family, whether it's your job, or where you're at. You're always part of something bigger. Yeah. Listen, I know days get hard, times get hard, situations come, but situations go. You're always part of something bigger. And we as a group tonight are part of a bigger community. So let's affect it positively. Let's affect it the best way that we can. And let's be uplifting to one another. That's, to me, life is that simple. Terry and I, we're very simple people. And that's kind of the way we walk and talk every day. If there's anything that we can do for you in any way, all you got to do is holler, man.
That is the truth. He'll get a text every now and then. Hey, man, you got a minute to talk? And
True.
Never said no. Might have said, give me a minute, but he's never said no. But, hey, we appreciate you guys, Michael and Jeremiah. Look forward to seeing you guys so
Thank
much
you.
and wish you the absolute, I'm sure you're not going to get any rest a couple days leading up to it that day. But, man, if there's anything at all that you need help with or just doing it, just let us know. We'd be more than happy, or I would. I don't want to speak for Bob, but I'd be more than happy to help out any way
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's moving tables, chair, whatever needs to be done. I'd be more than happy to. But guys,
Yes.
thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Thank you to the chat for being here tonight. We appreciate you taking an hour out of your Thursday night to spend with us. We look forward. We will not have a show next week. As of right now, we're going to do every other week until we get our legs up underneath us. I got to kick the dust off of being off of live shows for a little bit. But, guys, August 15th, Jasper, Georgia, 4 p.m. Look forward to seeing everybody there. The link, don't forget to go check out the link in the chat and support them. Reach out to Jeremiah and Mike if you have any questions at all. Reach out to us. We'll direct you towards them if you don't know how to get a hold of them. Guys, until next Saturday, look forward to seeing you guys. Be safe and take care of yourselves so you can take care of all those people around you. Everything Bob said. Mike, Jeremiah, I'm going to leave the last 2 minutes to you guys if you got any final words.
I've talked a lot. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
I just want to thank you guys for giving us the chance to be on this show. It's amazing. We get to be on your first show. We look up to you guys. You guys are instrumental in this community. People look up to you. We look up to you. So thank you guys for having us on. Thank you for the support of this community. It's humbling to us. Like, we are just a bunch of nobodies. For everybody to get behind us like this, we're just blown away. We have no idea, and just build your brother up.
That's it.
Reach out to him, help him out. You never know what he's going through. Just call him, reach out, build him up.
That's it. Yep.
And guys, I'm gonna hang on here after the show for a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have any cool outro music or anything, so I'm just going to end the show. You guys have a wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you guys at the Silent Battles event and on the show when we come back. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.